So we're asked to draw on the grid the graph of x squared plus y squared is going to be equal to 12.25. Now instantly here I can see that we've got a squared x term and a squared y term, and this makes me think that we're working with a circle. So we have x squared plus y squared plus is equal to a number, and this is going to be kind of the simplest form of a circle graph. So we're going to have a centre of this circle at the point 0, 0, because we don't have any sort of a or b values, so x plus a or y plus b, we don't have these values, the centre is just going to be at 0, 0. And then we just need to know the radius of the circle to draw this on the graph, and the radius of the circle is going to be this number that we have here, but the square root of it. So the radius is going to be equal to the square root of 12.25, and that gives us an answer here of a radius of 3.5 and this centre of 0, 0. Now I can plot a couple of points just to see exactly where my circle is going to go. So if we have a centre of 0, 0, we can simply go up 3.5, and we can go along the axes 3.5 in every direction. Just plot a few points in these places, and then we can just draw in the circle in order to draw this graph. So we'd get the first mark for either having the correct centre or the correct radius, and then the second mark is going to be for the fully correct final answer here. So now in part B, I'm asked to hence find estimates for the solutions of the simultaneous equations. And then we have the x squared plus y squared is equal to 12.25, so this circle that we drew in the graph previously. And we also have 2x plus y is equal to 1 as a second equation here. Now the word hence in the question means that we could rely on the knowledge in the previous part of the question in order to find the answer here. So one way of doing this would be to draw the line of 2x plus y equals 1 onto the graph and find the points where this line and the circle intersect, and the x and y values at these points are going to be the solutions. A slightly different way I could go about this is by starting by eliminating a variable. So eliminating one of the variables and doing this in a more algebraic way. So if I take the second equation that we're given here, 2x plus y equals 1, if I want to get this in the form of either x plus y is equal, or x or y is equal to something, I could subtract 2x from each side, leaving me with y is equal to 1 minus 2x. Now looking back to the first equation, I can now get this just in terms of x, because I have x squared plus y squared, and we know that y is equal to 1 minus 2x, so we can square that, and that's going to be equal to 12.25. I can multiply out the brackets, so we have x squared plus 1 minus 2x plus 4x squared is equal to 12.25. And now I can simply collect like terms and rearrange this to get in a form that I'm going to be able to solve as a quadratic equation. So we have 5x squared minus 4x minus 11.25 is equal to 0. Now this isn't going to factorise easily, so here I'm going to be using the quadratic equation. So if I have a is equal to 5, b is equal to minus 4, and c is equal to minus 11.25, then we have x is going to be equal to minus b, so minus minus 4 gives us positive 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so minus 4 squared, minus 4 lots of a, which is 5, times c, so minus 11.25, and that's all going to be over 2 lots of a, so 2 lots of 5. And that's going to simplify to an answer of 4 plus or minus the square root of 241 all over 10. So these are going to give me the two possible x solutions here. So if I evaluate this, I'm going to have x is either equal to 2.0 to 1 decimal place, or x is equal to minus 1.2 here. Now, in order to find the corresponding y values, I can go back to this rearrangement that I had here. So to find the y value corresponding to each x value, I take 1 and then I subtract 2 lots of the x value, making sure to use this form of the x value, not the rounded form, to ensure that my answer is going to be accurate. So if I substitute this into the formula, so 1 minus 2 lots of 4 plus root 241 over 10, etc. If I do this for both of them, I get answers of y being equal to minus 2.9 when x is 2.0, and then y being equal to 3.3 here. Now, making sure we pair these up correctly is going to be important because the matching of these gets us a mark here, and so does having the correct pair of x values or the correct pair of y values or one of the correct pairs from the two. That would gain us a mark. And then the first mark in this question was simply for either drawing the line on the graph or correctly eliminating one of the variables like we did here.